Malala the Brave. Introduction. Can you imagine living in a country where some children aren't allowed to attend school? Where a child's highest hope is to be able to get an education, and that hope is denied? This is the world in which a brave girl named Malala grew up. Malala's world. Malala Yousafzai was born on July 12, 1997, in Mingora, a city in Pakistan's Swat Valley. His family includes two younger brothers. Malala's father, Ziauddin, is a champion of human rights, which are basic rights that everyone in the world should have. Malala's father wanted to make sure every child in Pakistan could receive an education. Since 1994, he has helped to open many schools in Pakistan's Swat district that now teach over 1,000 students. For many years, Malala attended one of the schools founded by her father. Malala's father has always encouraged her to ask questions and think for herself since she was very young. She taught her to speak up for human rights, equality, and education. Malala's mother, Torpekai, is a homemaker who follows Muslim traditions by living a private life out of view of others. Malala says she admires her mother but knows that her own path in life is different. The Swat district is an area of the northern Pakistan with high mountains and lush green valleys. Many people consider the region beautiful and it used to attract tourists. However, not many people visit the area anymore because of the Taliban, a political group based in Pakistan and Afghanistan. The Taliban follow an extreme fundamentalist version of the Islamic religion that is very different from the version followed by most Muslims. As part of their beliefs, the Taliban severely limit the rights of women. Most residents of the area controlled by the Taliban are forced to follow strict religious rules. For example, music, movies, and television are not allowed. The rules of the women and girls are especially strict. Women and girls may not work outside the home, attend school, or wear makeup or bright clothing. They are not permitted to laugh out loud. At a certain age, girls cannot be outside the home without a male's relative. The Taliban use violence, including acts of terrorism, to enforce their laws. Malala's family is deeply religious, but their religious practices don't align the Taliban's. When asked about their religion, Malala is quick to point out that Islamic religion does not oppose education for girls. In her words, Islam says that it is not only each child's right to get an education, rather it is their duty and responsibility. The Taliban started trying to take control of the Swat Valley in 2007. Pakistan's government and army were unable to stop them. The Taliban attracted police officers and blew religious and government buildings. Their many acts of violence included destroying girls' schools in the area. By the end of 2008, the Taliban has blown up roughly 400 schools in Swat and over 1,500 schools in total. The Taliban announced that as of January 15, 2009, girls would no longer be allowed to attend school in the areas under their control. Throughout their period, Malala's father kept her schools open, even though it was dangerous. Over half of Malala's classmates were pulled out of the school because their parents feared the Taliban. Malala stopped wearing her school uniform to avoid being targeted. Malala's work. Malala's father encouraged his students to speak out against losing their rights to an education. Malala and several friends gave an interview on a TV show in Pakistan in 2008. Malala then volunteered to appear on a talk show. She was nervous, but she knew she had to speak her mind. While on the talk show, she asked, "How dare the Taliban take away my basic right of education?" Malala's courage in speaking out against the Taliban impressed many people. Malala started blogging on the internet for the British Broadcasting Corporation BBC in 2009. At age 11, she blogged about her dreams for her life and about what it was like to live under the rule of Taliban. She used pseudonym or fake name to hide her identity and keep from being targeted from her writing. After her blog was translated into English, people around the world read it. They were shocked about the situation in Swat and the Taliban's efforts to prevent girls from attending school. Although Malala hoped to keep her identity private, her secret got out in December 2009. As Malala continued to speak about education as a basic human right, her fame grew. She gave many interviews on televisions and in print. In 2010, the New York Times made a movie about her life. In 2011, Desmond Tutu, a world-famous activist and religious leader from South Africa, nominated Malala for the International Children's Peace Prize. That same year, Pakistan's Prime Minister awarded her Pakistan's National Youth Peace Prize. In her own country and around the world, she was a voice of hope and empowerment. As Malala spoke out more and more, she and her father were both seen as threats to the Taliban's goals. When she was 14, her father learned that the Taliban had called for her to die. Malala was afraid for her father's safety since she was an anti-Taliban activist. However, neither she nor her family thought at first that she was in danger because she was a child.